Hey, you are listening to the Elevate Your World podcast. This podcast is dedicated to helping startups, small businesses, and entrepreneurs grow their business. And I am your host, Jules. In this episode, I'm talking about focus and ways to keep focused in a technology-driven world. Now, do you ever find yourself sitting at your desk, staring off into space and not getting anything done? Or you're sitting there watching TikTok videos for hours instead of completing your tasks? Does it sometimes feel like your attention span is shrinking to the size of a grain of sand? With all the distractions and things that we have to do each day, it's easy to lose concentration completely. And this is something most of us entrepreneurs and small business owners can't afford to do. But focus is like a muscle. If you put in some time exercising it, it will get stronger and stronger. One of the best ways to improve focus is to improve your self-awareness. If you can identify what causes you to lose focus, you can remove it. This can be a certain distraction. If you think for a minute, you can probably already think of a few big distractors. Your constantly ringing phone, the TV, you might have your kids in the other room making noise, and then the pull of social media. I think technology in general is the biggest distraction we all have. These days, with all our devices, it's harder than ever to concentrate, I tell you. We rely on this technology for communicating and gathering information, but it can also ruin our concentration completely and contribute to a sense of overwhelm. Now, it might be something about your environment even. Maybe the lighting or the ambient sound prevents you from concentrating properly. You may also find that it's your workflow. Perhaps you need to take more short breaks or designate different times of the day for different types of tasks. For example, you might work better in the afternoons than early mornings. So maybe you can already imagine what distracts you or what environment is most conducive. But by growing your self-awareness, this can help you really understand what's preventing your focus, and then you can make the necessary adjustments. Whenever you find yourself, unable to focus, take a second if you can and go back in time. And can you identify what triggered you to feel this way? For example, me. When I used to get a new idea, so I'm in the middle of a task, I'm working on something, then an idea pops into my head, or I remember I need to do something, I might jump on it and act on the idea straight away. But now I have learnt to add it to my to-do list and not do it straight away, which interrupts my current task. It could be just as simple as you need a break. You might go back over the last few hours and realise that maybe you skipped lunch, or had too little, or in some cases too much coffee. Once you get into the habit of doing this, you'll start to see patterns emerge, and soon you'll be able to identify what ruins your focus the most, and then you can start working on removing those distractions. Now, I've got a list here of 10 best practices, I'll call them, for staying focused. Now, number 1, a focused environment. Right, create a focused environment. A lot of us work from home nowadays, so create an area in your house or your apartment where you can actually work. Create like a workspace for yourself there. Number 2, identify distractions. Now, identify your main distractions and create a plan for dealing with those. Number 3, have goals. Having goals definitely helps you focus much better because you're working towards an end result. 4, time management. So use time management techniques to take control of your schedule. 5, turn off notifications on your devices. And then set aside, by going back to the time management, and set aside the time to check your emails or use social media or answer your calls or reply messages, etc. 6, say no. This is a personal one for me. Learn to say no when people make requests of you. Now, obviously, you're not saying no to everything. Definitely set some boundaries there. 7, exercise. Yes. Practice exercises that will boost your concentration. 8, meditate. Didn't mean to make that rhyme, but it did. Get into some meditation practice that will help sharpen your mind. Number 9, a work-life balance. So it's really important to establish clear working times and non-working times. And number 10, tidy up. Going back to the first one, for a focused environment, make sure your workspace, if you're working from home, your office, make sure that area is clear, so that just definitely can help you focus better. Achieving sustaining focus is much harder in today's complex and technology-driven world than ever before. The technologies that distract us and divert our attention aren't going anywhere, by no means. In fact, it's a situation that will likely deepen as our lives become more entwined with technology. It is hard to maintain focus, but it's really just a matter of learning techniques, habits, and exercises to help you concentrate, as well as gaining that self-awareness, which is so vital to understand when and how you are distracted. Okay, thank you for listening to this episode on focusing. We have a great resource for this. It's called Power of Focus. It's available on our website, elevatestudiok.com/resources. Thank you for listening, and I will catch you on the next episode.